All right, we're gonna try to keep this one really short. There's a bunch of stuff that's been happening and I need to get back to work. First things first, the Kickstarter has been doing really well. I'm super pleased. We obviously met the goal. We hit the $5,000 stretch goal twice, lost some support, then gained some back. So, you guys are awesome. It's been really cool. Branching off from that, the stretch goal being localization for both German and French. The reason for that is those are two of the larger markets after the American market. Not to mention French can cover a little bit of Canada, so it kind of covers some bases with localization there. But in terms of the game, I have redone basically the entire way the game handles strings. For those that don't know, strings are just text basically in code. So that's going to make it much easier for me to export all that data, send it off to someone to translate, bring it back in, and I'll plug it all back in into that system, and everything should line up pretty well. Taking some notes from the demo experience, people that have been commenting on it and playing it, I've seen a lot of great playthroughs and everything on YouTube. I shared some of them last time. There were people asking for closed captioning. That's something that I was going to be putting in anyway, and that was already in the works, and it's in now. Whenever you go through a cutscene or anything like that, you're going to have subtitles at the bottom that will also be localized, so I'm not going to have different voice actors doing different languages. That's a lot of work for one person to try and sync up with the existing sequences and making sure that everything is delivered in a way that doesn't sound corny in that other language. So it's better to just leave it in English and have subtitles in the appropriate language. So a lot of UI things. The next one is the prompt system. Things like you can press Control to toggle crouching, press spacebar to skip a cutscene, and all the basic little information that you might need to sort of learn how to play a little more seamlessly throughout gameplay. So there isn't a specific tutorial of learn all your controls in this one room, now you're ready to go. It's something that can pop up every now and then whenever the player needs to know. So now we're at actual gameplay. The stuff that I've been working on over the past few weeks, a lot of puzzle work, a lot of plugging it all in together so that the player can do the entire thing, the entire story, the way they're supposed to, leading up to the end point of the game. That stuff is in. Now, obviously, I haven't done all the cutscenes and things like that because that's going to be a lot of animation on my part and getting work back from my voice actors and getting those things plugged in. Those were things that I anticipated at the beginning of the Kickstarter that I would need towards the tail end of the Kickstarter, where hopefully by the end of it, I would get the funds to be able to get all the different things I need to make those sequences the best they can be. So I put those sequences workload-wise more towards the end because I can set the triggers up for them, I can get the code in place for them, and then I can make them and plug them in later. So that's where that stuff is at. So what's next now? Basically, we've got the rest of the Kickstarter for like another 6 days, I think. We'll see if we can push to the $7,000 goal. That's basically more content. I've explained before on the stream that past the localization goal switches from paying for the things that I need, like tools and the actual costs of things, to the cost of development, basically. Simply paying for the time to do it, because once I transition to making more content, that sort of extends things and creates more work for me on top of the stuff that's already scheduled. So that's why the price jumps pretty largely between each stretch goal, because that's equivalent to the amount of work that it would take to do it, and that is calculated based on the living cost versus the time to do it, and maybe some tools and things I would need along the way. So if we can reach the 7,000 gold, that's going to be some additional play modes and things that people can discover in the game that I think would be really cool. Hopefully we can make them. If not, then maybe I can try and plug them in as an update or something down the line if things go well at launch. For the game itself, I'm going to be focusing on the end game experience. There's a few more things I need to do that I'll be able to stream, just like general props and stuff that I need to make to fill out the environment. There's a lot of, if you played the demo, there's a lot of drawers and stuff you open where there's nothing in there. I'd like to have stuff in there. And so I need to make those things, and those are obviously fine. But once I get to that back room, past the jumper cards, there's a lot of stuff I don't want you to see. So I'll be working on that just outside of stream, just away from the public eye. So that's it. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I've been keeping pretty busy. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere, and neither are you. Probably. But anyway, stay clean, stay I don't know, exfoliated and stuff. I don't know,